Hi friends. So today we're going to continue Reader's Workshop. Today we're doing session 11. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And yeah, so today we're going to talk about how authors have ways to bring stories to life. So my grandfather was a great storyteller. He would sit in a big chair and all of the grandchildren would gather around him and he'd tell us a story after story after story. In a way, he was just like the authors of your series books, except he didn't write his stories down on paper. He wrote them with his voice. You see, his stories were amazing and beautiful to listen to because of the way he told them. His voice would go up and get loud and soft, speed up and slow down. He used his voice to make his stories come to life, to make them sound the way the authors want them to sound. Authors have ways to help every reader bring stories to life, just the way a storyteller would. Today, I want to teach you that author's craft is not just the words they use, but also the way words are placed on the page. Authors include signals in the print, like bold or italic font, or large type, or even teeny tiny things like commas and periods, to tell the reader how they want a story to sound. So readers, let's try to read this part of the story from the Stories Julian Tells without any signals. Let's see if we can do it. So no signals, right? We're just going to read it with no signals. Where is the pudding? My mother said. Where are you boys? My father said. His voice went through every crack and corner of the house. We felt like two leaves in a storm. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I said. My father's voice was booming. Huey whispered to me. I'm scared, Huey, he called Julian. Okay, that was with no signals, right? The story didn't really come to life. It's hard, isn't it, though? We can't tell who is saying what. It's hard to know without punctuation. So let's reread this with punctuation to see how it signals us to read differently. So look for punctuation or bold words or all caps or italics. Where is the pudding? My mother said. Where are you boys? My father said. His voice went through cracks and corners of the house. We felt like two leaves in a storm. Where are you? I said. My father's voice was booming. Huey whispered to me, I'm scared. We heard my father walking slowly through the rooms. Huey, he called. Julian. So did you guys notice? So here, you can think that, oh gosh, he's yelling, he's mad, right? So we would read that with anger and really loud. So we would read this, where are you boys? My father said. Where are you? I said. The exclamation mark tells us he's screaming. He's not very happy. Huey whispered, right? And this tells us that they're talking. The quotation marks, the commas, all of that tells us how it should be read. So we have to read it differently, don't we? The signals here, the words in capital letters and punctuation, all tell us that we have to read these parts with feeling and emphasis. So I want you to think about, because we can't really turn and talk, but how should these parts be read? So I'm sure a lot of you guys said the author uses all caps here to emphasize those words. Emphasize, right? To bring some more attention to those words. But why would she do that? The author wants us to know that the dad is mad and maybe even that he has a loud voice. So we would read this in an angry and loud tone. That's why she wrote it that way. That's a signal for us to read it that way. So as you read your series book today, you will look for what the author tells you how to bring the story to life. So before you go off to read, let's remind ourselves of some signals we have noticed that authors might use. Exclamation points, question marks, bold print, yelled, whispered, laughed. If he says the character yelled, whispered, or laughed, capital letters. These are all ways that the author can bring their story to life. So use your Post-its. So today I want you to look for ways that the author brought their story to life. Maybe you can say they included exclamation points and make sure you write down your examples, okay? Maybe they yelled, whispered, or laughed, or maybe they did question marks. I don't know. But that's it for today. And if you have any questions, make sure to send me a message on Class Dojo.